The Panthers, wow, isn't this interesting? Seeing them sitting in fourth, 2 weeks out from finals footy. So how does the coach think they're placed to go 4 on the trot?
I totally believe we can win it, but we have to make a decision on whether we're prepared to, pay that price to win it. And at the moment, there would probably be a question mark around that.
So I got a text from David Middleton today. The Panthers gal have not been lower than second after round 20 since 2019. So
wow.
This is unfamiliar territory for them.
You know what? At the end of the day, they're probably due. Like, seriously, they've been at the top of the tree for the last 3 or 4 seasons, won 3 premierships back-to-back. They're human beings, they're not robots. At times, there's going to come a time, as you said, are they prepared to pay the price? There's going to come a time, even if it's subconsciously, there's a player or two when they need to make that big run or that big tackle, they might just relax, and that's just human nature. That happens. It's part of the game. You throw on top of that, they've had some injuries. They've got still got Kenny, Cleary, Sorensen out. I still maintain Cleary was out for 10 weeks. He come back for a 5-week period there. The 4 of those, three or four, the first 4 games he come back for, he won on his own. He won with a field goal, a try, and a conversion. If he's not playing those games, they don't win. They don't win them games. They could be out of the 4 already. So the fact they're slipping isn't surprising, but I do agree with Cleary. If they can get their whole roster back, they get that tough mentality that they had, they can still win the premiership. But I just think human nature is going to tell for them, and they've been at the top of the tree for so long. Everyone's chasing them week in, week out. I think it might be too much for them this year.
Gus, you're the master of using the media to your advantage. What was Ivan doing there?
That's a myth.
Please.
How dare you make that
That is one of the greatest facts I've ever given on this show. What was Ivan doing there? Was that a message to his players about having to show that desire and hunger to win this 4th premiership on the trot?
I'd say that's a message he's given them for 4 or 5 years. I mean, that's, we all talk about paying the price. It's not so much what you want, it's how badly you want it, what you're prepared to do to sacrifice. And maybe in their game, which we've all seen in recent times, maybe they're not going that extra yard. Maybe they're not fighting for that extra inch. And maybe they're just not, their discipline hasn't been as good as it is. There's also been some player movement around. One of the big losses on the weekend was Mitch Kenny. I know Nathan Cleary's not there, but Mitch Kenny is a big part of that side, and he wasn't there on the weekend. They've experimented with Dane Laurie playing on the wing, which I find confusing, but it's really hurt their defence out there. Dane's a terrific player. He's not a winger. So I think they're going to have to make some decisions, structurally what happens, when to introduce Nathan back in. I don't know what the Mitch Kenny situation is, but they've got 2 very winnable games for the last 2 games of the season. The makeup of the top 4 still be decided because the Sharks have got a couple of hard ones. They've got to play the Warriors, and I think they've got to play Manly at Manly in the last round. So that could shift a little bit as well. One team that's not happy about the Panthers dropping back to 4th will be the Melbourne Storm.
Oh, yeah.
Because now that brings the 2 big guns and the 2 semi-final teams. If you're looking out of all the ones there, the ones that are hardened and have got that finals mentality and that finals sort of grit, it's the Melbourne Storm and the Panthers. That's why I'm saying they're the 2 best teams. So for them to meet week 1 of the finals is huge if that's the way it lays out. I still think there's a fair bit to play out. Sharks have still got to get over their 2 opponents, and I think Panthers will win those. And I think that loss on the weekend, just listening to Ivan there, that loss on the weekend, as I said straight after the game, might be a good loss in terms of kicking their mentality up a little bit and what's to come and get back into that real gritty grind, wear your opposition down, break their spirit type football that they've been so renowned for. They're not doing that at the moment, all right? And that's what he's saying. It's just whether they want to pay the price. Can they get back to that?